Yo, what up? What up? What up? It's your boy Roy, accompanied by the one, the only, the Dominican bad man Sergio, aka the floor price guy, and we're Combat Sport guys coming back to you with another UFC full card breakdown. This time in the form of some middleweight action. We got UFC Houston, Sean Maga Strickland. That's the nickname you give him, right? Sean Maga Strickland taking
Sean
on
Marcus Strickland.
Anthony Fluffy Hernandez in a 5 round main event. But before we do that, let's get into 2 weeks ago, Mario Bautista against Vinicius Oliveira and how well we did on the card. We went 11-2 on our predicted picks, and our bets weren't bad as well. We told you guys Mario Bautista was going to finish
Yep.
Vinicius Oliveira, and everybody called us crazy. Well, nobody really called us crazy. People that knew ball, know ball. But in terms of how well we did, we gave you some plus money parlays. Horiguchi versus Bautista. Plus Bautista at plus 180. Bautista inside the distance plus 145. We gave you Jacoby inside the distance at plus 130. Listen, Julius Walker against somebody like Jacoby, kickboxing background, former Glory competitor. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? He looked good in that first round, right? A lot of these cats that have like one, I'm starting to learn that a lot of these people that have one strength, right? They have a good first round, right? And they kind of just fall apart, right? We saw that with Julius Walker, and we saw that. Who else was it? There was somebody else that. But anyways,
But
yeah,
right
man,
here, Walker typically tires out to the first. Seeing him lift, bro. That man did too much, bro.
yeah, he
That man,
exerted himself in the first round. He exerted
that
himself in the
man
first
did
round, and
too much.
yeah, man. And then Matsumoto versus Farid, close fight. And I think you said it best. Matsumoto always finds himself in these close fights, and it's interesting what they're gonna do with him, right? Because he's losing these close fights, he's winning these close fights. So hopefully they keep him around.
I even forgot who he fought against.
Bashrap, the other Bashrap brother.
Fuck. Like, I mean, it's just he's one of those guys that just like it's just always like even. It's like Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah, Blahovic.
Yeah, Blachowicz. It's just always like in there.
Yeah, but all in all, that was a good fight. We had a week off. I think the week off for the Valentine's Day. How you doing, man? How was your Valentine's Day? Did you
Good,
get a
bro.
little freaky? Did you spend some of those winnings?
No, bro. Your boy took the boy. Well, I mean, yeah, you took the boy to a goat to the Stephen
You
Curry
took him
movie.
to a goat? Is
Yeah,
that, is that what you said?
not to
Wait,
the Stephen
I'm,
Curry
I'm gonna
movie.
need you to specify. What do you mean a goat?
We took him to the Stephen Curry movie.
Oh, Stephen Curry has a movie?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a movie. Is it a cartoon?
Kids
Is it
movie.
animated?
It's a kids movie, and for the boys that idolize them, man, that movie's for him.
That's
That
cool,
movie's for
man.
them, bro.
Listen, I'm out of tune, bro. I didn't even know Stephen Curry had a movie. I didn't even know he had a cartoon. That's crazy.
Yeah, he
That's
kind of
good.
did
Good
the.
on you to spend time
Well,
with the family.
he put
But
money on it, but it was good, bro. It was good. We took the day off. There was super boxing. The thing with super boxing, they're still getting it, bro. Like I think we talked about
yeah,
it prior. They're still figuring it out what works and everything. But the guys are not that super high level, right? So they're still trying to, make it work.
yeah. Some of the matchups are weird too, right? Like I've seen picks. They've have some. They have some. What's the word I'm looking for? Some mismatches, right? Like some dudes who are severely jacked up against some dudes that like two heavyweights that look completely different. I saw. I forget their names.
Mhm.
But one dude looked like he was 280 and the other guy looked like he was 210 jacked. I'm like, what's
Yeah,
going
bro.
on?
That's
Is
the
this guy
issue.
even in the heavyweight limit? This guy looks like a light heavyweight.
Welcome
What's
to
up?
boxing, bro. That's the issue with boxing. With boxing, now the UFC's trying to do like it's going to take a little bit of time, right? But
Yeah.
it's going to take a couple of years. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was 11 bet landed. I wasn't that active with the live betting. I was just taking my time. Like there've been a lot of robberies when it comes to like polymarket live odds. Like I think last weekend in the Australian one, the biggest robbery was 2 weekends ago. What was it? Oh man, the guy with the one name versus the Australian cat. The Kazik, I forget his name, bro. Let me just go back, bro, because we didn't talk about that. I'll mention it very quickly, very briefly. Uh, no, this was the best predicted. Here it is.
Awfully.
Salai,
Oh,
bro.
Salai. But he got
Salai
knocked
was
out, didn't
good.
he?
No, Salai was good. Ofli's the one, bro. That that's the issue with like robberies because you can get the fight right, and
Well, we've seen that happen before, where like you look at the live odds and they'll have somebody remember it had who was like a -2,000. It was last year. It was like a minus two
Oh yeah,
thousand closing.
Dermont versus Vieira.
No, but they lost. They lost.
Yeah,
They
no,
were,
no, but Dermont was a Vieira was a -2,000, and then that's when I put $5 and I made $100
it
on.
was somebody else. It was two guys. But yeah, that's another instance, right? But sometimes the live odds don't really correlate with what the judges have, right? Because we'll end the fight thinking, okay, this guy's a -800. He's gonna win. He's gonna cruise through decision, and he loses via unanimous decision. You're like, what's going on? What happened, right? So
Yeah, that's
you
what it
never
is, bro.
know. Saudi Amato got away with one, and Khan Ofli. I mean, that fight all goes down to the third round or the first round. However you saw the first round, right?
Yeah,
But anyways, let's get into this card. Let's have another successful week. As always, we drop our picks, our bets, our predicted bets, and then at times, maybe this week we're going to be live betting as well. We do test the live betting on Polymarket. Floor Price usually takes the lead on that. He likes to bet on that Polymarket. So make sure you follow us on X at Threads at Combat Sport Guides. We're always live. We're always available, and we're always trying to hold ourselves accountable for what we bet and what we get right and what we get incorrect and what we get correct. So it's one of those things, right? Like this is a volatile sport. Sometimes you win big, sometimes you lose. We never know what's going to happen. We never know how. We didn't know Charlton Almeida was going to come in and not grapple. We didn't know that guy was going to come in the third round and go hit the Max Holloway, bro. We didn't know he was going to get cut after. Like, you get what I mean? So it is what it is. But what did you think of that, by the way, before we get into this? Charlton Almeida, man.
Ah, man, it's just it's run its course. The guy was dominant until he wasn't dominant, right? I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest issue. Let
Well,
me
a lot
try
of
to
it, I
kind
think, is
of
motivation too, right? Like if you know it's your last fight, you get me? If you know it's your last fight and you have the potential of getting cut, are you gonna go all out? Or are you gonna try not to get
let,
hurt? You get me?
let me try to share my screen again.
I'm adding it. You keep
No,
removing it.
let me try to kind of add it because it's too bright, right?
It's all right. I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, let me just try to add another one. Present stop screen. Yeah, no. Like I said, bro. Like we're entering into a generation, bro, where it's different, dude. That's better. Like and similar to Tom Aspinall, bro. Like, bro, I don't give a shit if Tom Aspinall relinquished the belt because he didn't win it from a champ. He hasn't even defended the belt. So not only did he not win the belt, he hasn't even defended the belt,
That
bro.
whole division's fucked. Like we can go on
It's
for hours. Like
just
that
give
whole
us
division,
zero.
that whole
Bro,
division,
how do
that
you
whole
solve it,
division
bro?
is trash.
How do you solve it? Yeah.
John Jones messed everything up when he fought Stipe. Yeah, he's the GOAT, cool, but he should have
No,
never fought Stipe,
I
bro.
would say the opposite. I say the UFC messed up
No.
for giving
The
Tom
UFC
Aspinall an
the
interim shot.
UFC gave Tom because they needed to, but John Jones should have never fought Stipe when there was an interim champion. You
But
don't
that's
do
the
that,
thing.
bro.
No, but that like
Don't
the issue.
defend, bro. Don't do
Yeah.
tricks
No,
on it,
no,
bro.
but
Just it's wrong. It's
yeah,
wrong.
no, it's wrong. But the only reason why that belt happened, and you know
Crazy,
this,
bro.
was because
Scrambling.
John,
I know why the belt happened. I know why the belt. I'm
because they
saying,
wanted to give more
but I'm
value as
talking
the
about
pay per
something
view.
different. I'm talking about John Jones fighting Stipe. He should have never fought Stipe.
But
Bro, how you
I
gonna bring
I
Stipe,
knew,
bro?
bro, it was
My
gonna
boy
happen.
Stipe was in the firehouse, eating good, bro, sleeping, saving the world, bro. And they called my man after a couple years, like, listen, John's chasing legacy. He wants you. You want to make a quick bag? Just come back. All right, I'll do it. But
That's
my
how it
man
went.
should have fought Tom Aspinall, bro. What are we doing?
He would have won, bro. That you see, that's the beauty, bro. Like now that
I don't care what would have happened. He should have fought Tom Aspinall. That way,
he should
whoever
have,
would have won, would have lost, would have been the definitive champion, bro. We got two
bro.
champions essentially, bro. We don't
But
know who. We don't know who's the champ.
this is what you do, bro. You make Waldo versus Cirogan for the heavyweight champion of the world. Number
Cyril
one
Gane. You're
contender,
gonna give Cyril.
Alexander
You're gonna give
Volkov.
Cyril Gane a fifth chance, a fourth chance.
100%, bro. Give him a fit chance against Waldo.
Let's move on, bro. Let's start off with this card. We have some women's flyweight action. We have Carly Judice taking on Juliana Miller. This fight's pretty easy to predict, in my opinion. When you look at Judice, she's coming off that KO win to Julia Cagliari, and Miller's coming off that unanimous decision win to Ivana Petrovic. Miller has a grappling base with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. Her takedowns aren't the best. She averages about 2 takedowns per fight at a 38% accuracy. Her striking defense isn't the best. She absorbs more strikes than she throws. She throws about 0.73 strikes and absorbs about 3.78. So she absorbs more than what she absorbs more than what she puts out. She's going up against an individual, Judice, who's a southpaw. She's a well-rounded fighter with crisp technical striking. She has that background in Muay Thai, good footwork. She has shown that she can finish these fights. Looking at her last two, right? She was a big underdog against Unesi Duben. Was she an underdog in that fight? I think she was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she got the head kick KO, and then against Nicole Collier, she got the knee delivered to the ground strikes. Her takedown defense is pretty good as well at 77%. I think Judice is gonna be able to get the finish here inside the distance. I'll probably take the under. Look at this fight, but I'm gonna go with Judice, man. I think her takedown defense is good enough, her footwork is good enough, and her striking is levels ahead of Miller, where Miller, has the lack of striking defense that's going to get her caught, right? I don't think she's that good. So I think Judice gets it done here.
I'm gonna be 100 with you, bro. The UFC got to develop this women's division, bro. These women, bro, they're a little bit too green, bro, for my taste, bro. What's going on here? Seven fights, bro. What are we doing? 7 fights between the both of them. So apparently, Juliana Miller is 5-3. When you go here, that's probably topology added. Like, you know how they messed up the whole amateur fighting, where they fucked up, where they put Michael Morales as like defeated.
Yeah.
So I think they fixed it for him, but not for other fighters. So I think that's the reason why she's like 5-3, maybe, or like, I don't know, 5-3, or there's something there. But I mean, look, I don't think she deserves a -400 tag. I think she's the favorite. I think, if you want to talk about opposition, like Veronica Hardy made legit top 20, right? Then you go Luana Santos. Luana Santos did have a good showing. Still a 5-1 fighter. I'll give it a Carly Judice, but I'm staying away from this. I would just say, if you're looking into some action, look into the live betting when this fight's happening. Make your choice, go from there. I mean, but both girls identical reach advantage, height the same. Yeah, bro, it's insane. I understand why. The KO is there, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Carly, but like I would say, I would stay away from the -400. We ain't putting this in a parlay, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think the defensive lapses that Miller possesses and poses is going to be the issue here, right? But yeah, -400 on somebody who isn't as experienced as you're saying, right? They don't have the fight.
That's also 3 women, champ. That's also 3. There's 4 different women there. There's like that woman and that woman and that woman. They're all different women here, bro. What's going on over here, bro? The makeup.
That's life, bro. People like her though, bro. She's commentating, bro. Doesn't she have a commentating gig? Anyways, we'll move on to our next fight here. We're both going with Carly Judice. We have Yadir Del Valle, who was one half of the very, very suspicious Isaac Dogarian fight that had everybody in uproar, had the FBI investigating, had Dana making comments, right? Lying. Dana wasn't lying, but Dana said, like, listen, we knew, right? We asked him, and he said, no, nothing's going on, and we let him fight. Remember he said that?
I mean, that's what it is.
We asked his lawyer, and I didn't know that fighters had lawyers in the back. It was a weird situation, right?
No, not a fighter. No. It was the UFC lawyer, which I think it's Hunter Campbell.
I thought he asked the okay, because he made it seem like he asked the fighter's lawyer.
No. So the way it went down is FBI got a call, and then Dana's like, let me speak with the fighter. This is what's happening. Are you sure you're not, like, instead of saying no, he asked them. Like, that's what adult people do. Hey, this is what's going. This is the rumor. I'm gonna ask you: is this what's going on?
They let it go on.
Yeah, but then what you learn from that is the Hernandez versus Michael Johnson fight. This time he didn't ask. This time he just pulled the card.
Well, yeah, it's because when something happens like that, like minutes before, and there's a big shift in the line movement, we're gonna see that more now.
Yeah.
Well, Devalle, he won that fight via submission where he was a +800 dog right in the first round. There was some sketchy line movement hours before the fight. Aside from that, though, Devalle is pretty good. He's well-rounded. He's athletic. He has strong cardio. He's pretty well on the ground. Like, he has solid jiu-jitsu, good grappling entries. He's going up against Jordan Levitt, who pretty much is one-dimensional, right? He's very dangerous on the ground with his submissions. Last time out, he submitted Kurt Hollaball, right? But Kurt Hollaball is one of those guys who just comes in, he He's kind of crazy. He applies pressure. He doesn't really have the best takedown defense. He's a bit older. He's a dog. He's entertaining. Look at his record. It looks like a Christmas tree, right? He won. He lost to Chase Hooper. He beat Victor Martinez. He lost to Paddy Pimblett, and then he beat Trey Ogden via split decision, right? But Levitt is a grappler. He gets busy. He does pose a submission threat, as I mentioned, once on the ground. The issue is he doesn't necessarily set up his takedowns well, meaning he doesn't utilize his strikes to his ability. And I think in this fight, Yadir Devaya is going to be the more well-rounded fighter, whereas Levitt is a dangerous fighter if it gets down to that position. But I don't think Devaya is that green or that dumb to put himself in a position to get submitted, right? So I'm gonna go with Del Valle here. I think this fight goes over the 1.5, but I'm gonna pick Del Valle to win, probably by decision. I don't think he's gonna submit. Maybe
You
put
know,
him out, but I think he's gonna win via submission.
well, so it looks like
Decision. I'm sorry.
the Vi is coming up from 145 to 155, so it could be something, or is Jordan Levitt cutting down to weight? Oh, so Jordan Levitt is coming down. Okay, never mind. Jordan, just saw it right here.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah, because Jordan Levitt was fighting at Jordan Levitt fought Paddy Pimblett, right? That was like years ago. Good grappler. I just think Del Valle has it, man. Like the kid's a Cuban kid. We go with our Latino boys. Yeah, I mean, look, the reality is like, what's the cut gonna look like? Del Valle
you slow down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he slows down, but like Del Valle, dude, like he could grapple. He could do all these different things. Like we're gonna find out, bro. I'm gonna go with Del Valle. I think now like a minus 140. I don't like. I mean, this is basically fuck you to Monkey King. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go with him. I would just say like let's see how much bigger Levitt looks against Del Valle, right? Let's see the experience.
Yeah, we're both going with Yadir Devaya to get it done. We'll move on here to our next bout. We have a welterweight bout between Phil Rowe taking on the debuting Jean-Paul Lebosnoyani. Phil Rowe last time out lost via unanimous decision to Saquon Ko, the Korean Tyson, right, where the pressure was too much and he wasn't able to get it going on the feet. A lot of people like Phil Rowe. They say he's a dog. He comes forward, but realistically, he should be 4 or 5 or 1 of 5 in his last 5 fights. Like that Angelusa fight, he was losing. Oh, yeah. And the only issue is Angelusa gassed out. I think it was the 3rd round, right? Or the 2nd round. He gassed and he was able to pick it up and get the knockout. But he was losing that fight. And he lost to Neil Magny. He lost to Jake Matthews. And he beat Nico Price. But Nico Price, we saw what happened to Nico Price last week, right?
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Phil Rowe, though, he does have the height advantage here. You see him, he's 6'3". He has the 8-inch reach advantage. He's a rangy striker. He can maintain distance. He can pick you from the outside. He has a solid ground game. His striking defense is poor. He does get hit, as I mentioned. Against Ko, he had no answer for the pressure and takedown threat. And prior to that fight against Lusa, as I mentioned, he was losing until he picked it up in the 3rd and got the KO. Lebosnoyani's making their UFC debut. He's a grappler first who doesn't shy away from throwing with volume and possesses some pop behind his shots. His takedown entries aren't the prettiest, but he does secure them. Phil has more experience. Lebosnoyani should be the one engaging, applying pressure. So if we took anything away from Phil Rowe's last fight, right, is that he doesn't do well when someone applies pressure and has the threat of takedown. So if Lebosnoyani is going to have success here, he's going to move forward, pose the threat of takedown, utilize his strikes, try to hit Rowe, close that distance because he does give up some height and reach here, and then make Rowe uncomfortable. So I'm going to go with Lebosnoyani here. Probably won't bet on this fight because Rowe is Rowe still, right? He's still that dog, but yeah. I don't rate him too much. I'm going to go with Lebosnoyani here.
Then we add the fact that, sometimes these contender guys, we don't really know. Remember, like sometimes, bro, like these contender guys get their ass whooped. That's the reality, bro. Phil Rowe at least has been in there with like top talent, like
yeah,
Neil Magny. Like he did go to a split decision with Neil Magny, right? And then Jake Matthews. Like there's all these kind of variables here. I'm gonna roll the dice with this one. I'm gonna go Phil Rowe. I think This is do or die for Phil Rowe. If I go to the back and I tell the boys, listen, this is the last shot. What are we training for here, bro? Like, we know that this man's takedown defense has been the issue. So you're telling me, since it's only been 3 months, if this man has not worked out his takedown defense, it's getting cut, bro. There's no need for him, bro.
Yeah, I mean he's 35, bro. You should have worked on that a while a while ago, you know.
When you
But
got that reach, bro. When you got that reach, bro, like you don't
you got that Taliesin Teixeira mindset, bro. When you're so tall, you just don't care, bro.
care, bro.
Bro.
You just
Bro. How did Taliesin Teixeira look in the third round? He had his hands down. He was he wasn't used to getting hit, bro.
bro, it tied to Vasa really locked in. Like if he really like
Strength and conditioning, man. You gotta get that cardio up.
bro, my boy doing shoeies, bro. My boy doing shoeies.
But anyways, we're on opposing ends for this fight. You're gonna go with Phil Rowe. You think the experience, the reach, and hopefully he's worked on that takedown defense. Whereas I'm going with Lebosiani. I'm thinking the pressure, the threat of takedown is gonna be too much for Rowe. He's gonna get the victory there. We'll see what happens. As always, when we're on opposing ends, there's a little bit of competitiveness, a little bit of shit talking. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Next up, we have. This is an interesting fight, man. I like this fight. When I saw this fight, when I was making notes and breaking it down in my head, I was like, man, this is a good fight. Then I looked at it closely.
Can
And I
I
looked at
can I
some of the
can I
fights.
say something, bro? Can I
Oh, hold on. Oh, then I
can,
looked at it closely. I looked at some of the fights and I said, this is pretty easy. Go ahead.
can I say that this fight is like, look, your boy bet on Ramiz. Ramiz makes money. Your boy bet on Soriano. Soriano makes money. Now you put my two guys. This is bro, and it's even.
It's even. But look, here's how I predict these two winning, depending on what side you're on, right? Brahimaj last time out beat Austin Vanderford via submission. In that post fight interview, he didn't say it in the post fight interview, but the camera caught it when he told Austin Vanderford, like, you gave me nightmares, bro. Like, I was scared of you, bro. You gave me nightmares because Austin Vanderford is a grappler with dangerous submissions, right? And in that first round, you could tell he looked kind of hesitant. He looked kind of like, he was kind of like stuck in the mud a bit. And then in that second round, he picked it up. He got that submission win. Great victory for him. He's been on quite the tear ever since he's been training in Chicago with Bilal Muhammad and all the gangsters in the Chicago streets, bro. But you look at his last three fights: Austin Vanderford submission, Billy Ray Goff submission, Mickey Gall KO TKO, and then he lost to Temba Garimbo via unanimous decision. Brahimaj is good, man. He's good. You look at Soriano last time out, he beat Nikolai Varentenikov via unanimous decision in a fight where he secured, how many takedowns did he secure in that fight? He secured I don't have the exact amount, but the one thing I got from watching that fight is that his takedown entries were pretty predictable. And every time he shot for a takedown, Varentenikov snapped the ghillie, bro. Like, he tried to jump the ghillie. He had him in some positions where I think it was in the first and the third round. He had him in some positions
Yeah,
where if it was anybody, if that's Brahimaj getting you in that position, bro,
he's
the
fucked.
outcome is different, right? His cardio is getting better, but it still looked a bit sus, right? He still was huffing a bit in that third round. Soriano has some power in the shot, so for Soriano to win, he's gonna have to come out like he did against your boy Uros. Who was it? Against Uros Medic, and just put him out right away, right? Find that kill shot in the first 2 minutes of the fight, right? Because if this fight does find its way to the match, I think there's going to be some nice scrambles, and Brahimaj is going to be able to work and find something, right?
Yeah.
So I think, whereas Soriano's probably the better striker, right? He's probably the better striker. He has the more power. I think Brahimaj is the better scrambler and poses the more jiu-jitsu threat, whereas Soriano's more of a wrestler grappler. You get what I mean? So
Yeah.
even if he does secure the takedowns, I think on the ground, Brahimaj is going to want to be there. He's going to want to find something, work. So I'm going to go with Brahimaj here, man. This is a good fight.
Yeah, right. Ramiz is the pick. He's found, he's found just new life, and like I think DC was coaching him, but that doesn't mean anything because last weekend, who was it, bro? Who was
2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
Finney, bro? Yeah, no, Finney, bro. Finney is the what do you call it? Finney was training with DC, but that's a whole different story. Um, yeah, bro, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go with uh Barima. I think at even money, it's a great money line. Like you slap, you win. Um, like the reach is, it's similar, right? It's only like a 1 inch. Ramirez is gonna be looking to put pressure. Um, Soriano got that one. I mean, look, the reality is like this could go either way, but I can't favor Soriano after the fight he had uh, with Nikolai. He should have finished Nikolai, bro. What are we doing here, bro?
Should have
Nikolai,
finished Nikolai. He should have finished. He should have never put himself in those positions, bro. Those submissions
and the
against
only
Nikolai,
reason why
bro.
Nikolai, listen, the only reason why Nikolai finished Nico Price is because that is not the Nico Price that was fighting.
Nico
Um,
Price comes out crazy, bro. He wants to entertain, bro. He's older now. He's not. Well, I mean, he just comes out, bro. He just comes swinging. We knew that was gonna happen too, right?
it's
Vertenikov's a
insane,
striker.
bro. It's insane, bro. But anyways, I'm gonna go with Ramirez. This is a no-brainer. It would really surprise me Soriano takes him to a decision, especially seeing how tired Soriano was. I think Ramirez is gonna have a cardio like advantage as well. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
go with
I think if Soriano's smart and he comes in with the solid game plan, is that he applies the pressure first, doesn't necessarily go for the takedown, shows the threat of takedown, but utilizes that striking, right? Try to find something on the feet, try to hurt him early, because I think that's his path to victory, right? Because we've seen the power he has, right? We've seen him put out,
yeah.
somebody like, I mean, Oroz Medic has a chin on him, but we've seen his power before. He does have some knockouts on his record, so early on, just try to get out there and try to go out swinging, right? Use all that cardio early on, because if not, it's gonna get long, bro. You're gonna get taken down.
It is gonna get long. I feel like I said, bro. I think if this fight goes the way it's gonna go, um, Ramirez just needs to press, and he's gonna tire this man out, take him down,
Yeah,
ground and pound, gets back up. He's gonna be looking up. My boy's gonna be looking
I
down,
say
and
guillotine, bro. He's gonna get him in a guillotine on one of those
yeah,
entries. Calling it now,
and
submission.
he's been landing. He's been, like I said, he's been how many guillotines in a row? It's been a while,
Two,
bro.
two.
It's been a while,
Right
bro. So we're
on.
gonna
We're
go with
both
Ramirez.
going with Ramiz Brahimash to get it done. We both agree with that. We're going up to a rematch where there was a robbery in France, bro. Jocelyn Edwards and Nora Cornell fought before. And yeah, in the first fight, Cornell threw with more volume, but Edwards landed more takedowns, controlled her more for a good duration of the fight. The judges, however, felt Cornell did more and gave her the nod, where everybody thought Jocelyn Edwards should have won that fight, bro. But Jocelyn Edwards only landed 18 significant strikes in that fight, bro. Like, so it's kind of crazy, right? We're past the times where like you could just secure takedowns and control and win, right? I
Yeah.
don't know how much control time she had in the first fight. I don't know if you want to look that up, but I forget. But she did land a bunch of takedowns in that fight. Cornell, last time out, lost via unanimous decision to Carol Holsa, where she was outstruck, outpaced, outworked, right? I think Carol Holsa like outstruck her by almost 3 times. I think she threw like 98 and got like 200 strikes landed on her. She was taken down 2 of 3 times and controlled for 11 minutes. Edwards last time out beat Priscilla Cauchoera, Zombie Girl, via KO TKO. Look at Cornell. She has that Muay Thai background. She comes out with intent. She fights well in the clinch. But however, she has struggled and she will continue to struggle with the takedowns, right? Takedown defense. Carol Hossa is pretty well rounded, right? But she did take her down 2 times and controlled her for
Yeah.
over half the fight. And I think Jocelyn Edwards, who's a big girl who has had success in taking her down in the past, she's big for the division, and she's gotten better since that fight, right? She has that thick lower
So much
base, those
better.
thick legs,
You got that
thick
big one?
thighs.
You got that big, what is it? What is it? She got that big one.
She has those thick legs, bro, those thick thighs, that lower base, bro. Edwards. ¿Qué
I
onda?
was I
La
was
puntera.
watching I was watching America's Top Model last night, bro.
Why were you
It-
watching that, bro?
it's a good documentary, bro. Don't worry about it. Anyways, bro, they told the girl, your butt's too wide. You'll never become a model, bro.
Tell her to walk into a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym, bro.
That's it, bro. That's it. It's done. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Ed, like, so you have kickboxing Edwards versus Muay Thai in Cornell. Edwards is, I think she's taller, right? Edwards is about an inch taller, has about 2 inch reach advantage. She has good movement. She utilizes her kick well. She has the grappling upside. Obviously, I think Edwards has gotten way better, whereas Cornell hasn't evolved in the grappling defense and on the ground and on her back. So I think Edwards here is gonna get it done, man. She's gonna make sure it doesn't go to the scorecards where she can get robbed this time. She's gonna get a finish here. I like Edwards. I think she's good.
I
30
mean,
years
yeah,
young too, reaching that prime, man.
yeah, and I mean, look, it takes a while for a fighter to get her shit together, and I think that's where Edwards is at, and Edwards ranking number 14, right? But what we doing with Misha Tate up there, bro? What we doing over here, dog?
White
That's
House, baby.
crazy.
White House.
She's fighting?
I'm just saying they're probably keeping her in the rankings for the White House and then have
Nah,
someone
bro. Ain't nobody. Misha Tate can't fight in the White House, dog. We
Misha Tate versus Michelle Watterson, bro. White House, bro. Let's go.
nah, bro. That's my boy Strawweight. My boy want a crime scene, bro.
Yeah, let's
That is
go.
insane. But I'll say this, man. I mean, look, both fighters are good. Actually, Norel ranking at number 12. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So listen, I think Edwards has this in the bag. Edwards is I think she's the more amazing fighter out of both of them. I think that first fight, she wasn't fully developed. She wasn't really there. You see her kind of losses. I think she was getting her shit together. She was working on the weight. Did she miss weight last time?
No.
Okay. So it
Then
looks like
against Priscilla, she made weight. But
okay,
she
so
has had weight issues.
so it
Weight
looks like
cutting.
she's more locked in now. I think that was her issue. She wasn't really locked in. Now she is locked in. Like she has very crisp boxing and kickboxing, and her takedowns are there. Like Nora Cornello, like I'm trying to bring a fight that I was like, oh shit. So probably Kara Roses. I mean, we know Kara was going to put some harm on that. Jack Cavalcante is the pick. We knew that as well. But other than that, I don't get it. I'm gonna go with Jocelyn Edwards here. I'm just sorry we don't get her at a more even odds.
Yeah, and I like Cornell. I think if for Cornell, if she had the grappling defense, right, stop the takedown, get in the clinch, put her up against the fence, use that Muay Thai, throw some vicious elbows or whatever. There's a possibility, but I think Edwards, man, as you mentioned, she's gotten better.
She's
She's,
gonna
she's
keep it up.
big. She's gonna secure those takedowns, control her
Yeah.
work. Her jujitsu's opportunistic. It's like we've said, she's gotten better. So we're gonna see a different version than the first fight. So we're both going with Edwards here. We'll move on. I'm going with Edwards inside the distance. You're gonna go with Edwards' decision.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go money line with Edwards. I think Edwards is straight up money line. I'm gonna put it on a parlay as well.
Right on. We'll move on here to our next bout. Alden Correa taking on Luis Guru. Listen, you know what's funny about doing this and watching these guys fight and breaking down these fights is that you lose faith in some people, man. You know, you lose faith in some people. You start to think maybe this guy wasn't as hyped as we thought he was. Maybe this guy wasn't who we thought he was, and that's Luis Guru, right? When Luis Guru fought in his UFC debut against Ode Osborne, and I saw him on the contender, she was like, "Oh, this guy's a grappler, man. Ode sucks at grappling. He gets taken down. That's his weakness. He's a dangerous striker. Luis Guru should win this." Boom, gets knocked out, right? I was like,
If
all
somebody
right.
if somebody would have predicted,
And then he goes up against Jesus Aguilar, bro. And I'm like, okay, grappler versus the jiu-jitsu guy. All right, we'll see what happens, But Aguilar has some pop behind his strikes. He does have some striking. People underestimate his striking, but his grappling is really good. Boom, gets controlled and gets beat, right? And now he's going up against an Alden Correa who made his UFC debut on short notice up against Alessandro Costa. This guy, that fight reminded me of like a Horaguchi's comeback fight against Ulanbekov, and it reminded me of that in the sense that he looked active, he looked energetic, he looked good. He was able to defend 3 or 4 of Costa's takedown attempts, and he outstruck him. He outstruck him and threw with more volume. He's well rounded. He's a grappler first. He looks to take you down, and once on the ground, he gets to work. He searches for subs. His scrambling is nice, and also has really good boxing combos. He's the training partner of the current champ, UFC Joshua Van. a UFC, UFC flyweight champ Joshua Van, right? You look at Gurul, pushes forward. He can mix in some grappling, his striking. He has good cardio. Against Aguilar, he was outworked and couldn't get the grappling going. He went 0-5 that night. So do you think a good bet would be a Luis Gurul takedown? Do you think he gets a takedown in this fight?
I mean, he should get a takedown, but he's also the smaller fighter. And that's the thing about it. Like when I put money on Ode, I told you, bro. The first thing we talked about is these contender series guys. Sometimes they don't pan out. Sometimes they look
You
like
didn't talk
God.
about that, bro. You didn't say that. You just said Ode.
I
You just
didn't,
said I like Ode. You just said Ode. You didn't say these
bro.
contenders.
You know what?
You just said Ode. I'm
We,
going
we,
Ode. That's all
we
you
got
said.
footage, bro. We got footage, bro. Don't
I'm
don't
just,
don't make me like go through like archives of footage,
I'm
bro.
just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. Go.
Hey, don't do me like that, bro. Don't do me like that. But anyways, um, look, I think he's a size for that division. I think that's the biggest issue that Luis Gurul faces. He's undersized, and
Yeah.
people don't, like 5'8" versus 6'7", 5'5" versus 6'4", like. And like, here's the thing about it. This I remember Alden because he fought in the Diego Lopez main event, right? Diego Lopez versus UFC Mexico.
Yeah.
And bro, like he was a massive underdog. He
Yep.
came in, bro. What happened to Costa, bro? Oof.
I think Costa hurt himself too in that fight. Like, I don't want to take anything away from Alden, but he hurt his foot in that third round, I think, or second round.
Who's fighting short notice here?
Not here in that last fight, and the Costa fight. I think he was short notice. If I'm not
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah,
mistaken.
that's why I was like, God damn. I'm gonna go with Alden Correa. I think, no, I'm not betting on this fight. Like, maybe
I am. I think Gurul's.
you think?
Yeah. Yeah, Edgar Chairez. So Edgar Chairez was supposed to fight Costa, and then Correa came in. But yeah, I think Gurul's gonna get beat here, man.
Really?
Full camp, bro.
We disagree, bro, but let's go. I'm betting on this fight, bro. I'm losing money on this fight.
What do you mean we disagree? You're picking Correa. I'm
Yeah.
picking Correa. What do we
Oh.
disagree on?
Oh, I thought you said Gurul. You're going for
No,
Gurul.
bro. Why would I pick Gurul? I just shitted on him, bro. You think I'm gonna pick him, bro?
I thought you were being sarcastic, bro. Wow.
No, bro. I'm not picking Gurul at all. I think the issue is with Gurul is when he's unable to get the grappling going and the mixed in with the other person's pressure, he kind of struggles a bit, right? He kind of just gets lost, right? He's like, what's his alternative, right? He's not going to be able to utilize the footwork to piece you up because he's so small. He has to get inside close, right? And if he gets inside close, people with the grappling upside are going to take him down. They're going to shoot for a takedown. They're going to shoot the double, right? And just beat him on the field or utilize that range to not let him get close. So I think Correa is going to have some success here. Next up, we have Ode Osborne. Speaking of Ode, we have Ode Osborne taking on Adidas Alibi Adidas. It's a hard name to say. Alibi Adidas. Alibi Adidas is coming off that Ultimate Fighter
We don't
loss.
talk about Morales, bro. We don't talk
The
about
Ultimate
Morales.
Fighter loss where he was submitted to Joseph Morales, right? It's crazy because in the Ultimate Fighter, Alibi looked good, man. He was the favorite in that fight. And he came in and he got taken down. He got submitted. He got beat. But Morales had the UFC experience already, right? This is his second stint in the UFC. How good did he look against Matt Schnell, bro? Remember that fight? Remember the Matt Schnell fight?
He looked good.
How good did he look against Matt Schnell, right?
He looked good, bro. He
against
looked
Matt
good.
Schnell.
Yeah, my boy.
No, I'm just saying. How good did he look? He
I
looked
know
good
he
in that
looked
fight.
very good. He looked
He
very
looked
good.
good in that fight. It's crazy, right? That some people would have picked Schnell, bro. But hey, listen, Morales looked good in that fight. But Osborne is coming off that unanimous decision loss to Steve Erceg, which was a late minute change, right? It was a mix up on that card. Remember, it was supposed to be Sung versus Tyra, and then it's I think who got hurt in that fight? Somebody got hurt that they had to switch everything up, right?
With Osborne versus Erceg?
It was supposed to be Park versus Erceg, and they switched it and they made
Tyra. Okay, so Tyra.
They made Park and Tyra.
Yeah, Tyra's opponent fell off, so Park stepped up, and then Otis stepped up to fake Erceg, which
exactly
was a plus 400, and almost knocked him out, but didn't get the
Yeah,
job
he
done.
he hurt Usyk, and then Usyk utilized the grappling, which is Osborne's kryptonite, right? Like Osborne, he's good, man. He's southpaw. He's long. He's rangy, right? He has really good stance. He has that striking, that power, the length. He utilizes it well. His
Yes.
issue is, and his issue has always been, when he gets taken down, bro. You know, when he gets taken down, it's like, well,
Yeah.
what can he do, right? He's coming up against Editis, who is also a striker, right? He has good footwork, good combinations. He presses forward. He can mix in the grappling if needed. We saw that in the Ultimate Fighter where he was able to secure some take. I think it was like one takedown in the semifinal. He does have good entries. I think if Adidas wants to win here, he's gonna have to mix in the grappling, right? Mix in the grappling, not let Osborne get into the flow of things if he's smart. But I think Osborne, man, has all the experience. He's fought
He's
a
winning.
way better fighter. He's a striker first. Like I said, I'm not gonna bet on this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Adidas is smart. He comes in, he's like, I'm gonna shoot for a takedown him right away, right? Take this guy's power away, and then we'll see what happens in the later rounds, right?
So
But Osborne has the potential to hurt this guy. So I'm gonna pick Osborne just based on the experience, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't even think it's that. I think the fact that Osborne did amazing against Steve Ursic's takedown defense, sorry, takedowns, like amazing takedown defense. Then you add the fact that he has been training in Vegas with what do you call it? He's been taking his jujitsu, his grappling classes, wrestling seriously because he's training with Aljo. So it tells me that this guy is locked in and he's not what do you call it? He's not doing like what he's locked in, bro. I'm gonna go with this guy. I didn't like Alib's Idiri's performance against Morales. Here's the thing: Morales won that fight, but Morales gave him openings, and the fact that there was a cardio issue, and then this man was a little bit too crazy with his striking.
Mm-hmm.
I think Osborne capitalizes on that. I think we might get a KO finish by Osborne. Um,
Nice.
yeah. So if it goes down, I think he'll defense the
That's
takedown.
what I'm saying. I'm picking Osborne.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Osborne hurts him, pieces him up, and I wouldn't be surprised if Edidis takes him down. Right? I wouldn't be surprised,
It's just
knowing
he
that his takedowns are
down,
weak,
bro.
that he's weak on the ground. I
You're
think the
right.
issue with Morales was he didn't mix in the grappling because he knew the threat that was there. Right? He knew the threat that was there, and Morales, obviously, his savvy and his pressure was able to get it done. But
He was
that's what I'm
throwing
saying. Like
too
it
much
comes down
spin
to
shit,
fight
bro.
IQ. If you're smart and you know who you're going up against, you're gonna go for that takedown, bro.
He was
Right?
throwing too much spinning shit, bro. I think that like I remember that fight, bro. I was like, "What are you doing, bro?" Because like I think Morales looked God mode when he fought Matt Chanel. You were right about that. Like it was just different fighting. But then when he fought this cat, there were still openings, and it was just like this man was like throwing spinning shit to throw spinning shit. So I'm like, what are we doing here, bro?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
look
the Morales that fought him that night didn't fight like that on the Ultimate Fighter.
no,
That's
no,
why he was.
well, no,
That's why he was so comfortable throwing the spinning stuff because he didn't think that the threat. He knew he was dangerous on the ground, but he didn't think okay the threat of takedowns there. That's why he was more comfortable doing that. You get what I
that,
mean?
no, that guy, dude. Shout out to him, bro.
Next up, we have Chidi and Jaquani taking on Carlos Leal. Carlos Leal has had a crazy stint in the UFC, right? He beat Alex Morono. Well, he
Bro,
got robbed by Renat Fakhretdinov in his UFC debut, right? Where
yeah,
everyone thought he won. And then Fakhretdinov got cut. He beat Alex Morono via KO. And then he came out, he lost to 40-year-old Muslim Salikov, right? Where he was a heavy favorite in that fight. I think that was one of those fights where he was like a minus 800, minus 700. We were all, everybody had him in a parlay. Everybody had him inside the distance. And what happened? Boom, he got knocked out right away. He's going up against Chidi and Jaquani, who lost to Jake Matthews, but Jake Matthews is a good prospect, right? He's not even a prospect. He's good, right? Jake Matthews is one of those guys. He's good. He
yeah.
beat Eliseo Zaleski. He beat Jared Gooden. He beat Reese McKee. He lost to Mikhail Olazechuk. I think this fight is not going to go the distance. I think this fight is one of these guys is going to get the finish, but who's that guy going to be? Who do you think is going to be? I think it's going to be Chidi. I think Chidi is the longer fighter, the more rangy fighter. He has nice kicks and technical strikings. When he first went to welterweight, I had concerns, right, about him making the weight and looking. I think on the scales he missed weight last time, didn't he?
He always misses weight.
Yeah, he missed weight last time, but I think he has good movement. He fights well at range. His takedown defense is good. I don't think Carlos Leal is going to pose the threat of takedown is going to be merely striking. And you look at Carlos Leal, he has powerful striking. He has good grappling, has that Muay Thai background. He throws with volume. He's fast. I think Indra Kawani is going to be able to just piece him up, use that range from the outside, man. Hurt him, hurt his legs, hurt him to the body. Probably get a finish here.
My biggest issue is that this cat, damn, bro, that's not, bro. Whoever took, look at that, bro.
Nasty, huh?
Whoa, that is damn.
Damn, they have Chidi as an underdog too. That's crazy.
Well, I'm going with Shitty. Um, I don't think Shitty's issue wasn't. I think the biggest issue with Shitty against Matthews is that he underestimated this man's grappling. There was some decisions he made when it came to the defense. Like, you got to get out of there. You can't be clinching. Like, I understand you're known for your clinching, but you cannot clinch with Matthews. You can't clinch with that guy. And he learned. He paid the price, and now you got Carlos Leal versus Chidi. I feel that this Leal is not the same. Like, first and foremost, he knocked out Alex Morono, right? One of the biggest takeaways from watching Leal fight is that Leal looked like two different fighters. The Leal that fought Morono looked jacked. The Leal that fought my boy Salikov, he looked flat. I don't know if you remember that, but he looked kind of flat. Shitty across the board. The only thing that concerns me is his chin. The reach is going to be there. I mean, look, we've seen crazier things before, but if Shitty manages to pick him from the outside, like his range, go for the calf kicks, go for front kicks. Let's also see if Leal comes to grapple too, right? Because Leal does know grappling, right? But again, if we're basing this on his last performance, Shitty should win.
How do you bounce back from a KO loss, right? How do you bounce back?
This was how many months ago? 6 months ago. Mine a plus favorite. When you actually analyze who's he bit, bro. Morono is not the Morono, I'm gonna go with Chitty, man. Things I would observe is how he looks, ceremonial weigh-ins and after the other weigh-ins. But Chitty's the bigger guy. But my only issue with Chitty is the his chin. That's my only issue.
Right on. We're both going with Chitty here. We'll move on to the main card. We'll pick up the pace here. We got Zachary Reese taking on the body of Michel Pereira. The reason I say the body, you know why I say the body?
Why, bro?
I say the body because my man got his soul taken by the individual in the main event here. Anthony Hernandez took Michel Pereira's soul, and Michel Pereira is still in search of it, bro. I don't know if he's found it, man.
Crazy.
Listen, my man lost to Anthony Hernandez via KO, TKO, ground and pound. He lost to Abus Magomedov, where they were just staring at each other via unanimous decision. And then we give him an opportunity against Kyle Dawkins, who came in on short notice. Kyle Dawkins, who's been chinned before.
Kyle Dawkins is the
Kyle Dawkins, who has been in the UFC before, in his first stint, was knocked out, has a chin. We're like, all right, this is a good fight for Pereira, right? He's gonna come back. He's gonna get a couple dubs. My boy gets knocked out immediately on a 3-fight skid. You think he gets cut if he loses here?
As long as he's entertaining, he doesn't get cut.
Well, we'll see. We have Reese, who's coming off the submission win against Jackson McVeigh. Prior to that, he had a no contest against Jurkis Dumas. And then pre that, they have the Dusko Todorovic. A lot of people are going to look at that Dusko fight and be like, oh, he wasn't able to put away Dusko Todorovic. He wasn't able to put away Jose Medina, right? Maybe he doesn't have the striking, the power behind his shots, because Jose Medina's a pretty strong dude, right? But he has been taken. He has been knocked out a bunch of times. Gaultier knocked him out. He got finished by, who else did he get finished by? Somebody else he fought. Who did he fight recently? Anyways, this is an interesting fight, right? You look at Reese, he's pretty well rounded. He has good cardio. He's gone the distance before. Prior to that, all his fights ended in the first round. Medina, I think it was the first time he went the distance. And then against Todorovic, he went the distance as well. He's a striker who has good BJJ, good takedowns and strikes to utilize his takedown entries. Pereira, as we mentioned, prior to him losing his soul, he was high energy, fast muscle twitch movement, fast striking, crisp combinations. He had good uh, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu as well, and striking and speed. I don't know if I trust him anymore, man. I don't know. I think Zachary Reese can get it done here, but I'm gonna stay away from this fight. I'm gonna pick Zachary Reese, but I lost all faith in Michel Pereira.
Man, we're gonna go with Pereira. You know,
Man, my boy still believes, huh?
I say, bro. Sometimes, bro, you gotta go to a dark place and find your find it, bro. Uh Here's the thing about it: the Magomedov fight. Yeah, I mean, these are all top 15 fighters. If you saw what Kyle Dawkins did to what's his name, Gerald Mershot, bro, we knew that was gonna happen. We knew that was gonna. It's not an issue. The Kyle Dawkins that I know that I always remember is when my man knocked out Kevin Holland 2 times, and then it was a draw or a loss. I don't know what the hell it was. That's Anyways, it's not about Kyle Dawkins. I think Pereira knows what's at stake here. He's been fighting, obviously. It says Scorpion Fighting System, but he has been fighting with Extreme Couture, getting sessions in with Sean Strickland. Now the question is, will that be a catalyst for him? Is he, like, this guy's a fast switch guy? I mean, look, you put money on Zach Reese if he goes for the takedown, right? And then let's say Pereira's going to stuff it. Will he go for a second takedown and a third takedown immediately? Because this is how Zach Reese has success. If he's able to chain his takedowns in the first round, he takes his fight. If you're able to, this guy is fast twitch muscle, right? This guy will get tired. This guy should have been a sprinter. He would have been better than what do you call it? I was gonna say Usman. What's the Jamaican guy, bro? Usain Bolt, bro. That's him, bro, right there. You like that, bro?
Pereira?
Yeah, bro. My boy, fast twitch.
Yeah,
He
man.
just-
All right. We don't know where that Twitch went, bro. We'll find out. We'll find out where that Twitch went because we haven't seen it.
No,
In a booth, he looked like he was in airplane mode, bro.
Yeah, but these are top guys, bro. These are top individuals, bro. Hernandez,
You're right.
Hernandez could be the champ in that division. Let's be honest. Hamza, that's the dark horse, bro. I'm gonna go with Pereira, bro. Like I said,
not a bad pick. I'm not betting this fight, but I just I
I'm
wouldn't be
probably
surprised.
I'm at minus 145. I like it. I also
He's the favorite too. That's crazy. A 3-fight losing streak. He's the favorite. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, he has faced the most significant opposition. Like if you look at this guy's loss, Amzat Bakayev,
I would be more interested if he was the dog, right? Maybe Pereira. We'll throw some money on him, but as a favorite,
down. Yeah, maybe you know what it is too, bro. Maybe it's time. I forgot this. He's also the smaller guy. You see, it changes things now because when you're a welterweight, you're the bully. Like,
oh wait, you're gonna hit us with your most favorite line? What are you gonna say? It's time for what?
Matters. Well, I mean, maybe it's time to diet again, bro. Maybe it's time to diet again, bro. Listen, bro, I got a client. His name is Tyler. Shout out to Tyler if you're seeing this. Tyler told me, Serge, I ain't training this week. I'm on an 800 calorie diet. My boy lost pounds in 6 days.
Yeah, bro, listen, bro. When you tell Michael Chandler, who's 38 years old, shout out to Tyler, by the way. I didn't mean to ignore you. Shout out to Tyler for losing that. It's an amazing achievement. Make sure you're getting your nutrition in, though, man. You need that energy, especially if you're going to be working out, right?
Yeah.
But when you tell Michael Chandler, 38 Michael Chandler, he needs to drop weight, bro. What are we doing, bro? He would have dropped weight a long time ago, bro. He can't be.
You said Chandler, bro. You said Michael Chandler, bro.
Yeah, because no, that's why that's where the whole thing started. Of me making fun of you saying he needs to drop weight. I'm like, Michael Chandler's 38 years old, bro. If he would have dropped weight, it would have been like 6, 7, 8 years ago, bro.
He could probably drop weight, bro. He could probably
still, yeah, but I don't
lose
think
a little bit of muscle, bro. He's
not gonna do it at 38, bro. He's not gonna
give him Aaron Pico, bro. Give him Aaron Pico. See,
he's not doing it at 38. He's not doing it at 38. But anyways.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with Pereira, bro. I'm gonna go with Pereira. I'm gonna see a little bit more footage of him going to war with Strickland, but I just think he's undersized.
Listen, bro, if you're gonna base it on him and Strickland going to war and sparring, bro, listen,
No,
Strickland
no, no,
is
no.
not the same individual in sparring. He's not the same individual on the mic as he is in the octagon. So just be careful with that.
No, no,
Be
I know,
careful.
but going back into my thing, that's why we'll see if I end up betting. But Potero's on the UFC more. Mikel dropped to welterweight. Petrosky, I don't even know that what's going on with Petrosky, bro. He got hit by a guy from Australian, bro. Certainly, the guy's good. Anyways, bro, let's move on to the next fight, bro. I don't
We'll
want
go
to
on to the
fight
next
more.
fight. We have Jacoby Smith taking on Josiah Harrell. Josiah Harrell's getting his second opportunity at the UFC. He was originally supposed to fight at UFC 290 up against Jack Della Maddalena, but that fight was pulled because he had a disease, I believe, a brain disease, right? I forget what it is. But now he's getting his opportunity in the UFC. He's undefeated at 11-0. He's coming up against an undefeated prospect in Jacoby Smith. These guys are both similar in their fighting styles. They're both grapplers. They both have that grappling base. The issue for me, I would say, is that Harrell is the smaller of the two, right? So he's going to give up some reach. And he's going to give up some height, right? And he's going up against Jacoby Smith, who, although he's a prospect, he's raw. They're both kind of raw. He's learning. He has great wrestling. He has solid entries. His striking technique isn't the best, but he has the speed and power. He's still developing, right? And we haven't seen Jacoby Smith fight in over 7 months. Whereas this guy's coming off of a fight 4 weeks ago, right? So how much better has Jacoby Smith gotten in those, right? There's film of this guy 4 weeks ago, right? Whereas, and he has been taken down. Like I was watching some of his film. I forget who he was fighting, but he has been taken down. Like his takedown defense isn't the best, right? We don't have the stat, but he was taken down in some of his fights. And how good has Jacoby Smith gotten in those 7 months, right? What has he polished on? What has he worked on? I think here Smith's gonna win, man. I think great for this guy making his UFC debut, but I think he's going up against an individual that kind of cancels him out. So I'm gonna go with Jacoby Smith.
You had mentioned that what do you call it? This cat Josiah Harrell
Yeah,
back in the UFC. You said
he was supposed to make his debut. I think it was on short notice against JDM 290.
oh shit.
I think, and then it got pulled. It got pulled because the doctors didn't clear him. But now he's clear.
I think the biggest issue Jacoby Smith has had, he came at a minus. Remember, minus like 1,400, 1,500 against Nico Price.
I don't remember
And
the odds. No.
yeah, and I remember he was a massive favorite against Nico Price. And then he had a little cardio issue, and then he got it done at this in the second round. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Got it done in the second round. Let me see. Let me double check. I remember this fight, bro. Yeah, bro. Second round. Rear naked choke. I mean, it was kind of like they thought it was a conditioning issue. I'm gonna go with Smith. This is a no brainer. But what are the odds? Odds are still not posted yet. I'm betting this guy comes at around minus 800, minus 600.
It's also short notice too to mention. Jacoby Smith was supposed to fight Saquon Coe. He pulled out, and this guy's coming in off after fighting 4 weeks ago.
It's the go, bro. KO came in, bro. You think my man here to entertain, bro? My man here to get W's, bro. Oh, even better. He's a minus 298.
Who's here to get W's? What are you talking about?
KO, bro. KO ain't here to time, bro. He's here to, bro, get your boy on the ground. But what I was gonna say was
no, but Coe pulled out. What are you talking about?
no. I'm just saying like KO style. I would have put money on KO if he would have fought Smith.
Oh, okay. You confused the hell out of me. Like, what are you talking about?
That's what I'm trying to get at. Like KO would have gone in there and like he would have done the same thing he did to Phil Rowe. Get on this guy's face and just glue him up. And the thing is, like, sorry, I meant to confuse you there, but that's what it is, bro. That's the thing about it. He showed weaknesses against Nico Price in certain areas. There was a conditioning issue too, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
He started hot and then he kind of tinkered down. So I'm gonna go with Smith. Smith is sitting down at a minus 298. I like those odds for Smith, but like I said, bro, if Josiah Harrell was fighting JDM, it's something we need to be very clear of, because this guy might surprise us. So be careful betting.
Right on. We're both going with Jacoby Smith. We'll move on here to our next fight. Heavyweights going after it. Sergey Spivak taking on Ante Delia. I'll make this short. I'll make this sweet. Ante Delia is going to beat this guy. He's probably going to knock him out, bro. Because Sergey Spivak, well, look, okay, we gotta talk about it a little bit, actually. When you look at Ante Delia up against Waldo Cortez, he did look good early on, right? Until that accidental eye poke, and then he got knocked out. But he did look good early on. He did put a pace on Waldo. He did have Waldo backing up. Like, we can't lie that this guy's pressure, his athleticism, his aggression is pretty up there, right? Like, we saw it against Marcin Tybura. He came in hot. He knocked him out. And I think for Sergey Spivak, who doesn't have the best striking, he's probably the lesser striker of the two. His success is going to come from applying that pressure, getting in the clinch, securing that sloppy takedown, putting him up against the cage, right? Finding a way to the ground, because that's where this guy thrives, right? That's where he wants to go. He's a grappler. He wants to take you down. He wants to control you. I think Ante Delia, who does have a grappling, he's well-rounded. He can grapple, can scramble. He does have power behind his shots. He does throw a little wildly, but he's very energetic. He's very aggressive, and I think he's going to come forward and do something with Sergey Spivak, man. Maybe put him out. But I'm
Do
going to go
something about it. Do something.
do something, man.
Do something. I'm gonna go with Ante Delia, bro. I just don't want this guy crying, bro. This guy fucking shit. And now you got your teammate, bro, that's gonna get relinquished that belt, bro. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Listen, I might go for Spivak just out of spite over here. Oh man. I'm gonna go with Delia, bro. Let's move on, bro.
Listen, like something like for you guys that like little cool facts. Delia trains with Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall knocked out Sergey Spivak. So you don't think there's some advice going on in training? Some little intel, like, listen, this guy, bro, you gotta put him out, bro.
Nah, bro, this is the guy, bro. This is the guy that
a little bit of pressure on him, bro. Listen, when Tom Aspinall talks to you, bro, and Tom Aspinall says, "Listen, I had to go running, bro. I had to go into hiding, bro." He's talking about his hip, bro. He doesn't want to fight me, bro. Listen, you want to take that advice, bro.
You want to take that advice. Pissed me off, bro. Bukowski's, bro. Bukowski came out. Oh, I've been training with Tom. I'm good. He's Bukowski's a minus 290, bro.
There's nobody who dislikes Tom Aspinall more than Sergio. That's why I always have to support
and he even gave us some love in threads one time, bro. I just don't know, bro. I'm
gonna try to get him on, bro. I'm gonna flirt with him a little bit.
I'm gonna flirt with him, bro. You're gonna try to get him on, bro.
Yeah. Would you be here if I get him on?
Nah, bro. You're gonna have to do that interview.
Are you gonna keep? You're gonna change up, bro. I'm a big fan. What's going on?
I'm a big fan, bro. I saw you in New York, bro.
But listen, we're both going to go with Ante Delia. We think the forward pressure, the aggression, the striking prowess, and his ability to, his get-up game and his takedown defense and his scrambling should hold up here against Sergey Spivak, who isn't like a pressure grappler, right? He's not going to come in and blast up. He's going to body press you, use that big body, that sloppy body, get you on the fence and take you down. So chase submissions once on the ground, but I think Ante Delia is going to come out aggressive. He's going to come out pissed that shit happened last time out against Waldo Cortez.
Just quickly, and the reason why the Spivak fight versus Waldo Cortez fight looks so kind of like we knew Waldo was going to take it, but that's the thing. Like Waldo was picking.
We don't know. That was a pretty close fight, bro.
No, he was picking him up. It was close, but Waldo was picking this guy up, and Spivak had the range. So Waldo had the speed. He was just picking him up.
Another thing with Waldo that should be mentioned, and I know Waldo's not fighting, but Waldo's fight frequency could be an issue down the line as he fights tougher competition. I know the heavyweight division kind of sucks right now, but we saw what happened to Merab, right? Like he needs to take some time off in between fights, right? Because the Spivak to Pavlovich fight was the turnaround was too much, right? So
he doesn't cut weight. That's the issue. And
it's the issue, but still, yeah.
And you know that the main issue with Merab is that he was having 5 rounds of sparring prior to the fight on the same day. That's also the issue.
Yeah, there's those points too. But still, bro, he's still fighting. You get me? He's traveling, fighting. That turnaround from Spivak to I think Pavlovich was. I mean, he went across the world in 2 days, bro. He'll fight this dude, right?
That's horrible.
You get me?
Which he fights in this fight, no?
He doesn't fight on this card.
No. Didn't we see? Oh shit! I'm making. Damn, bro, what's going on with Pavlov? My bad.
You're tripping. Anyways, next up we have a featherweight bout. We have Dan Ige taking on Melquisel Costa. Dan Ige, 50K Ige. My man lost last time out to Pitbull Cruz. And then, he kind of Patricio Pitbull Cruz. And then he kind of like went on Instagram and he's starting this new chapter, right? Where he's doing motivational like fight therapy. I don't know if it's like fight therapy or fight psychology, but he's kind of like entering this new path, but he's kind of been a gatekeeper at the UFC featherweight division, right? He's been in that top 5. He's kind of been that guy like, okay, we're going to that buffer zone, right? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
He's going up against Melquisel Costa, who's been on quite the run here. I mean, look at him, man. He's
Bro,
beat the
my
likes
boy,
of
you're
Andre
good,
Philly
bro.
via submission. He beat Christian Rodriguez. He beat Julian Erosa. He beat Morgan Chieri
You're
via
not gonna say
KO
anything
head
about my
kick.
boy, bro. You're not gonna say anything about the Dalmatian, bro. He ain't
What do you mean?
Dalmatian anymore, bro. My boy, look at Michael Jackson right now, my boy.
Oh, he's not. That's his nickname. That's a crazy nickname, right?
It was
I'm gonna
because
go
of
with Costa.
the spots, but the thing is, he fully got like this is the new this
That's what
fight.
Vertigo does. That's not Vertigo. Vitiligo. I think that's what Vitiligo does,
Mhm.
bro. Some people have it like as severe. I think you know who I think has it. I think Vinicius Oliveira has it too.
Well, yeah, and Joe Rogan had it. Joe Rogan gets his
Yeah, but I think Vinicius Oliveira has it because you could see a little bit on his pigmentation. But anyways, Ige, yeah, I think Costa here should get it done, man. I think he has all the momentum behind him. And Costa really fights his best, in my opinion, when he's utilizing that Muay Thai, utilizing those kicks, right? Kind of that footwork and that striking. He does have the grappling as well, the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. But in my opinion, I like when he's utilizing the leg kicks to the body, to the legs. Ige has that kickboxing. He throws nice body cuts, leg kicks, judo. Uh, he can grapple as well. He's durable. His cardio is good. I think this is going to be a good fight, but I think Costa gets it done here, man. I think Costa's going to be able
I'm
to
gonna play
utilize the range.
spoiler. Listen, and I always go for Costa. I'm gonna go with Ige. I think Ige survives this. I think Ige gets it done. I think Ige has faced a top for opposition. Um, he is a dog. Now, I don't like the minus 220. This is very disrespectful, to be honest with you, right? All of them have very common like I look at this, bro, and I look at a bunch of different top.
What do you mean you don't like the minus 220, bro?
It's not a minus 220, bro. Like, what are we talking
What do
about?
you mean you
This
don't like the minus 220? This guy's on a 5-fight win streak. He just beat a Morgan Chieri via KO head kick, bro. Julian
top
Erosa, bro.
25, bro. It's a top 25 guy, bro. And the fact
Andre
that
Philly, bro.
I know,
Submission, bro.
but
Versus
the
this guy
fact,
who he's arguably 1-5, bro. That Sean Woodson fight, bro. Sean Woodson
that's
was
fine,
on his way up when they called the
100%.
KO, bro. Sean
But
Woodson was on his way up, bro. He was
dude,
standing up, bro. He didn't KO him, bro. Sean Woodson was on one knee on his way
I
up, and the ref
agree
was
with
like,
you.
"Listen, bro, I got a 1.5 wager, bro. Like, we gotta end the fight, bro. We got an over
That's what the
1.5,
ref
bro.
said.
I think it was the under."
I just
So
think
yeah,
that
I agree with the minus 220. It's not disrespectful. It's fucking
really,
just.
then put him in a
Yeah,
parlay,
bro.
bro. Let it ride, bro. Put him on a
Costa, bro.
parlay.
Yeah, like you said, the Dalmatian. We're letting it ride, bro. He's gonna win this fight.
I'm gonna go with Ige, bro. I just think Ige has faced a top route position, and he, like I said, like I
Keep
would
that
have.
energy with Sean Strickland. Keep that energy with Sean Strickland fight.
Oh, I'm going with Alexander, bro. We're going
No,
with
no, no, no. Keep the energy, bro. The tougher competition. I want to hear those things when we talk about Sean Strickland, all right?
no, but he's
No,
ascending.
keep going, keep going. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up right
Anyways,
now.
bro, I'm gonna go with Dan Ige, bro. I'm gonna see. Let's see if Dan Ige gets it done, bro. Let my boy better. It's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Like I said, I'm just giving you shit. I'm not counting him out. He did mention against Pitbull that he was going through some things, right? I think his wife's there was a passing in the family. He talked about it on Instagram. He was going through some mental things, and that's why he kind of went into that like that fight management, the fight therapy, those positive reinforcement talks. So we'll see. Maybe his mindset is on it for this fight, right? He comes in.
The
But
other
anyways,
thing too is that Pitbull knows how to win sometimes. Like Pitbull, he knows how to win. Okay.
yep. Next up, we have our co-main event. We have Jeff Neal taking on Uros Medic. This is an interesting fight, man, because
Is
you
it,
have Jeff
bro? Is it
Neal. We
interesting,
have
bro?
Jeff Neal who's working at the, he's working at the Texas Roadhouse, bro. And they call him up every once in a while. I'm like, listen, brother, put your apron down. Let's get in the gym. We gotta fight, right? He comes in, he fights, and then he gets his cash and he goes back to work, right? Both these guys have been cracked in the chin, right? Someone's going out in this fight, bro, and I think it's gonna be Uros Medic, man, because
It was, it was, it
I'm
was
gonna
getting
use
cut.
your reasoning. This guy's fought the better competition, bro.
Of course, bro.
Carlos
That's it.
Prates,
That's it. But
Rafael dos Anjos, bro.
you
Ian
don't
Machado
know.
Gary, Shavkat, bro. Vicente Luque, bro. I mean, who has Uro Medic fought really in his last? Midatek Orobai, maybe. He's probably the best guy he's fought in the last 5, right?
Damn, bro. That name, bro. Militech. Let me see.
Midatek Orobai, bro, and he lost via submission. That's probably the best guy he's fought in the last 5. When you look at the last 5 that Jeff Neal fought, they're all
Killers,
killers,
bro.
bro.
Killers.
Those are all top 5, bro. But I think,
Killers.
yeah, I don't think Medic has the striking to put him out immediately, right? Like Neal, the thing with Neal is he's a solid striker. He throws with volume. He has some power behind his shots. He has good takedown defense, but he prefers to fight at range, right?
Yep.
And then Medic, you know, when he lost to Soriano, right, we kind of questioned him, like, okay, how is he going to bounce back, right? Remember when he got KO'd by Soriano, we said, okay, how is he going to bounce back? And he did. He came back with 2 knockouts, right? He knocked out Gilbert Urbina, but Gilbert Urbina dropped him in that fight, if you remember.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a grappler with no striking, bro. He dropped him in that fight, and he got up and he found the takedown, right? And then against Muslim Salikov, he took him out right away.
tough.
He's
tough.
a technical striker. What happened?
No, he's also a tough guy too. Like,
Yeah.
Dermina is like, he doesn't really. I want to say respectfully, doesn't really belong in the UFC. He hasn't really shown anything.
The grappler, yeah, his record isn't that good. He's not UFC caliber, right?
Yeah,
I think now, bro, to be in the UFC, you got to be well rounded, man. You got to have multiple martial arts, right? You got to have multiple practices. Long are the days where you can come in as just a grappler and just take people down, right? Or you just come in as a boxer and just be like, you know what, we're just gonna piece these people up. You got to have some takedown ability, right? Some takedown.
Let it ride, bro. We're gonna let it ride. Who lets it ride more than anybody? What the Gracie? Remember the Gracie, bro? He came in. He was like, I'm just gonna take guys down, bro.
Right?
I'm gonna let it ride. I'm gonna take guys down, bro. I'm gonna use my guard, bro. When my guys start pulling, they tell them, hey, bro, you do that again, we're gonna catch you.
Yeah. Yeah, Medic has good speed, he has good power. All his wins are finishes, and all his losses, I believe, are finishes as well. So interesting record, right? Interesting. I'm gonna go with Jeff Neal, man. I think he's gonna be the more posed. What happened?
No, the only thing to kind of like really sit down and think about is the spinning KO. That's been the most, because the submission is Shavkat, and like, dude, Shavkat isn't even ranked in the welterweight division anymore. Shavkat has been out. Now, I would like the UFC to keep that same energy with Colby Covington. That's
with John Jones as well, bro.
No, John is gone. John's gone, bro. Listen,
bro.
Okay,
he's gone. He's
gone, bro. Right. He's gone. Yo, I would have left them in the top for top, bro.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Anyways, what I was gonna say was, Medic, bro. Like I mean, yeah, I mean, like, two good like this was the one that we kind of got stunned. But the thing is, Muslim has a style of fighting that he could either get KO'd or KO the other. That, but against Chef Neal, my only concern is the spinning KO that Prates landed. Is there effects of that? Has he fully recovered? How does he feel now? Yeah. Here's the thing, bro. Like, we both have Prates. Prates was in beast mode. That spinning KO, bro, that was a nasty one. So the question is, how has he recovered? How is he looking in training? Does he think about spinning attacks? Because if I'm Medic, I'm going out there, bro, and I'm really making it nasty, bro. But again, Neal has power. So I'm going to side with Neal. I think Neal gets it done. I think, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how Medic gets it done here.
Yeah, likewise, unless Medic comes out.
But that's not chin, though. That's neurological. That's basically that's motor skills at that point. When you get hit around this area, bro, you're going down. It's not because he not like that's motor skill. Like
No, that's a
you,
good point. That's a good point. We're both going with Jeff Neal to get it done. We'll move on to our main event. We have Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, the middleweight Marab, while that's really taking on America's favorite, Sean Strickland. Are you a Sean
MAGA
Strickland
boy,
fan? Huh?
MAGA boy.
MAGA boy, huh? I'm not a big fan of. I made a you mean I made a comment on Instagram, right? Because the UFC posted like Sean Strickland highlights or something. I forgot what they posted, but I put Sean Strickland on the mic versus Sean Strickland in the octagon are two different things,
Yep.
bro. That thing got like 12,000 likes, and I had a bunch of comments coming at me. Pretty aggressive comments, bro. I'm not gonna repeat some of them on air, but some of those people were really upset. But anyways, we have Sean Strickland, who's coming off of that unanimous decision loss to Dricus Duplessis in their second bout for the title, right? Duplessis has since lost that, but Sean Strickland, man, you look at who he's fought, right? He's fought, Paulo Costa. He beat him via split decision. He lost via split decision to Dricus Duplessis, and he beat Israel Adesanya, where he came in as a plus 450 dog, right? I think he's one of the biggest dogs during that year, right? In those 2 years that won,
Minus,
right?
he was minus 800, I think. Minus 800.
Towards the end of the fight, right?
No, no,
When
no,
you
no.
look at
Beginning of the fight. He was a minus 800 in the beginning of the fight.
against Adesanya,
Strictly, yeah. Sorry,
no, he was a plus
Easy was
450.
minus 800. Strickland was like a
Oh,
plus 600, plus 500.
plus 450. I just said it. Plus
Okay.
450.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. When you look at Strickland, he's a solid striker. He's defensively sound. He utilizes that Philly shell, right? He's very defensively sound. He utilizes that teep kick, kind of like a jab, to set up his striking. I think he's the best one to do it in the UFC. He's probably the only one to do it, right? But it's like a jab for your feet. I would like it if he threw more leg kicks, right? If he used the teep and then threw some leg kicks to follow it, right? Because if you're using the teep like a jab, right, follow it up with some leg kicks, man, some combinations. But anyways, his boxing's pretty good. His jab is pretty effective. Against Duplessis, he showed better takedown defense in the second fight, where he was taken down multiple times in the first fight, right? I think he was taken down 6 times. His takedown defense is generally good at 76%. But the issue here is he's going up against an individual who, yeah, maybe he doesn't have the 5 round experience that Strickland has, but this guy has cardio, he has pace, he has a continuous pursuit of takedown. Maybe his striking isn't as polished as his, right? Or as technical. But when you have somebody coming at you, searching for a takedown, you can't really get the striking going, right? Because you're always going to be ready to sprawl, ready to move out of the way, right? Ready to defend the takedown, so you can't get your boxing going. But you look at Fluffy Hernandez, man. Last time out, he sunned Roman Dolidze, right? We thought Roman Dolidze was going to give him a tough fight because we're like, okay, Roman Dolidze can grapple. He has a Georgian grappling background. This is going to be a fun fight. We'll see some of the scrambles. My man had him in a rear naked choke, dragged him, made him tap, and then threw him like a little kid, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? And that's all in the, what was that, in the second round, third round? It was early in the fight. Anyways, he has incredible cardio, and I think for Sean Strickland to have success at this point in his career, man, he's gonna have to find someone who gasses out, right? Who gets tired, and then he can kind of pick up the pace and finish them. Because I don't think he's gonna finish a Fluffy Hernandez, right? With the cardio that he has. Now, maybe he might be able to stop some of the takedowns early on, but when someone's coming at you, searching for those takedowns, he's gonna probably be able to get one or two, right? Multiple takedowns. So I'm gonna go with Fluffy here. I think his continuous pursuit, his pressure, and his
Yeah.
ability to control you should hold up here. It's gonna be a good fight, though. It's gonna be an interesting fight.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like if you like Donald Trump, if you're a MAGA guy, bro, you go with Strickland, bro. If after if you're celebrating Josh Hoskins cringy ass fucking press conferences, bro, you go with Sean Strickland, bro. But you know what, bro? Not even ice is stopping Hernandez, bro. My man, you can't stop that man, bro. That man could go up to 10 ice officers and whoop him respectfully.
Yep.
I'm just fucking around. Champ, I'm gonna go with Hernandez here. I think the biggest issue with Sean Strickland, apparently he was compromised, but it works when like he won against Paulo Costa when you got a fighter,
right, against Duplessis.
well, and I'm gonna get into that, right? When a fighter like Duplessis is able to putting a string of multiple attacks and diversity. That's why he won. Because he's a one-shot guy. One shot, kick, one shot, kick. Paulo Costa, 5-round fight. He was tired at the end. Hernandez is not going to have that issue. Hernandez is going to switch it up. He's going to look to move. Now, Hernandez suffered what do you call it, champ? Hernandez suffered an injury. That's why he couldn't fight. Who was he going to fight? He wasn't going to fight
Who's gonna fight the Ritter?
the Ritter. Yeah, and so my question is, how does is my guy 100%? Did he need?
And if you look at his performance against Brendan Allen, he was on antibiotics in that fight. And he kind of said it after the fight. That's why he looked a little off in that fight. Remember that fight? People were saying like, oh, he was losing on the feet. He was losing some of the scrambles. But he kind of came out after, said, I was on antibiotics. I was sick all week.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's all these factors in. I'm gonna go with Hernandez. I think Fluffy gets it done. I mean, it would be great. We get new blood. Strickland talking about how he's the one to beat Hamzat. I don't think so, man. I think the kryptonite. Also, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's going on with the guy that beat? I even forgot his name. It's been that much. But Hamzat, bro, is a fights one time every year, bro. What's going on with that, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what champs do, bro. You become champion and you just chill, bro.
Nah, bro. Your
Shout out
first.
to John Jones for setting the standard, bro. Shout out to John Jones.
Hey, my boy. Wait a minute.
I'm just kidding. But listen. Anyways, before we get off the
four fights.
Sean Strickland. Who has Sean Strickland fought in recent years that poses the grappling threat of Anthony Hernandez, right? Other than Jack Hermanson, which was in 2022, and that was a split decision. Alex Pereira, striker. Jared Cannonier, striker. Nasruddin Imamov, striker. Abus Magomedov, striker. Israel Adesanya, striker, right? Dricus Duplessis, mixed martial arts. We'll say he's a little bit of both. Paulo Costa, kickboxer. All right, who has he fought, right? Like, so we're gonna be able to. We haven't really seen him go up against somebody of this nature, right? Jack Hermanson was the last one 4 years ago. So,
yeah, it's gonna be a good fight, champ. I want to see if Strickland has evolved in this fight. I also want to see, if Hernandez is ready to take that leap. And it's exciting because, like I said, if he beats him, he enters into a new, like, he won't get a fight right away. Demote DDP. Like Imavov is the number one contender. I don't get it, bro. I really don't. But number 3, number 4, Hernandez takes his slots in right there. And then what? What do you give him? He's a number 1 contender. DDP, what Hamza did to DDP. You know what, bro?
Hermanson went 0 of 8 in his takedowns. So,
and that's Strickland?
Yeah. Strickland got a good takedown defense, bro.
Yeah, but Hermanson is not a cardio fiend.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
The only issue. This is the guy. This is what do you call it? And the thing about it is, like, Strickland has fluffy hands, right? That's the other issue. Like, is he able to stop Hernandez? Is he now where I can see Strickland having success if he goes for the body? Maybe you could try to go for the body, but you're probably going to get taken down or hit. So
that's the thing, though. You're not when someone's coming at you with that threat of takedown. You're not able to. Like, I always think of the Sean O'Malley Marab second fight, right? The second fight, or even the first fight. When that threat of takedown is there, you're not able to get into the flow of things, really utilize your striking to its full potential because you're worried about defending the takedown that's coming. You get what I mean? So we'll see. It's going to be interesting. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. If he does attack the body, he could have some success there.
Tire him out quickly in the first. He can't do it in the third because I think at the third round, like, it's going to be. And Sean Strickland is also known for having good cardio. But,
yeah,
like, let's see who's going to impose his will, because what Fluffy has been able to do is phenomenal.
Right on. There you have it, guys. We're both going with Fluffy Hernandez. Make sure you follow us on X at Combat Sport Guys, at Threads at Combat Sport Guys. As always, we will put our bets out, our picks out, our video out. Show some love, subscribe, like, do whatever. At the end of the day, what do you got to say, my man?
Nah, bro, we'll be live. I'll see you in the weekend, bro. Be nice, bro.
Right on. Love what you love, do what you do. Peace.